Like to the point where I had to call the police. I got a restraining order. I told him he couldn't come back in my house. I had talked to the rental office. I'm like, listen, I know his name ain't on the lease, but
my question is this. You say you had to threaten and tell him not to come back in your house. Did you ever let him come in your pussy again? Yes. Okay. See, like you just gotta come on now. This is a place for healing. This is a place for healing. We gotta be honest. Bam! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Love, Lust, and Badass Soul. I'm one of your hosts, CEO Hayes, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host from the DMV, the beautiful one herself, Miss Lady. What's going on?
Hey.
And I gotta say, you can no longer talk about me calling you T anymore because on your last Cookie Chronicles, you called yourself T like 3 times, and I wrote it down because I'm like, I wonder if
myself.
I'm calling you what the fuck I want to call you, but. Enough about us and our foolish. That was uncalled for. But enough about us. We something we don't have on this podcast a lot is guests, right? And so we have a very special guest this week joining us. T, this is your brother. I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce him. Go ahead, take it away.
I'm gonna introduce the crazy, the funny, one of the realest people I know, Mr. B.
What's up with y'all? How y'all doing? Thank y'all for having me. You know what I mean, on this glorious platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, anytime.
Hey, I'm ready to set it off though. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Ready to set it off.
So before we got some topics, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We got some emails that are just wow. We're gonna have some fun on this episode. But before we get into all that shit, the first opening that we have today, we got to talk about this Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion shit because. Like the way that this whole story unfolded, right? Because first we found out that Tory Lanez was arrested. Then like a day or two later, we found out that not only was he arrested, but Megan Thee Stallion had got shot. And then we found out it was in her foot. And then today, I think we just finally got confirmed that Tory's the one who shot her in her foot. Yep. First of all, I know Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez have been close. I didn't know that they were officially dating. I don't know if that's rumor or been confirmed or not. Like I don't know what's going on there. But the way that this whole shit came out, I have to get one of those old school Dave Chappelle, True Hollywood Stories reenactments of this night because the way that it just sounds is just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, sounds like
are they dating? Are they just friends? Like, what's going on?
Sounds like cocaine's a hell of a drug. Let me tell you.
See, that was the thing I was thinking. I was like, he had to have been high. He had to. He had to have been on something.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And then before we started recording, this is the first at least tweet I've seen from Megan, and she talked about like people were making fun of it and social media is crazy and saying that this is something that legitimately she's now traumatized from. And it's like, I can understand it if it's somebody, even if they're not dating. Let's take that speculation out of it. I've seen videos where her and Tory Lanez dance like they have clearly had a relationship and friendship. Yeah, kicking it. So like for you to get shot in the foot by somebody you probably trusted would be traumatizing to anybody, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And they probably were so close to where she didn't feel the need to have her security around, which is why
she always has security. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. So
now is it confirmed or is it still speculated?
Yeah, like how Kylie's in the mix, I don't know. Is what just speculated, B?
Did the shooting or is it confirmed or are we still drawing? You know what I mean?
As far as I know, nobody has said 100% it was Tory Lanez. It's kind of so like the way the story is. Some people are saying he shot warning shots. At first, it was that they got shot at, and him shooting warning shots got Megan Thee Stallion shot in the foot. But then it came out like other things that they actually were into it, and they had an altercation, and her and was it Kylie were trying to walk away from it, and then he shot in the floor and she got shot in the foot. Like all in all, every story has at least painted it so far that he did not intend to shoot her in the foot, but it seems like it was a intimidation tactic, which in of itself is bad to try to intimidate a woman with a gun. So
terrible.
Look, been there, okay? But ain't no coming back from this, okay?
No.
Like there's no way they could be friends again after this. As far as I'm concerned, I couldn't do it.
Ain't gonna be no Chris Brown and Rihanna reunion on a song on this. If it is, then somebody needs some true therapy because ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell.
Nope. But
I need
I'm
all the
looking to
facts.
see.
I need all the facts before I speak on it.
I feel that. I feel that though. I
I need
respect
all
it.
the
I'm
facts.
waiting to see how the rest is going to unfold, though. I'm waiting for court documents. You know, he goes to court October 13th.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I'm sure because he's a celebrity, it'll be recorded.
He's still locked.
No, he got
No,
out on
he's
He
out.
got
bail.
out.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
on
Yeah.
the bill. So, I mean, and it kind of all made sense because at first, the first, at least that I heard, was that he shot in the air, but then they were saying that it could have been a felony, and I'm like, since when is shooting in the air? I know in New York, discharging a weapon in public at all is a felony.
State of
Um,
Maryland, you're going to jail, Bucko.
oh, okay.
You're
So,
going to jail.
like I live in the Midwest, and, you know, they're liberal with their gun laws here. Like
Yeah.
you can walk up and shoot. My uncle got his pit bull shot at in his yard, and the people didn't face no jail time, no nothing.
Nah,
So
you going to jail out here, bro.
yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you.
so like the way that this whole thing unfolded is just crazy, man. And you know, overall, and I've made my fun. I posted my memes, but seriously, like, you know, it's kind of, you know, because my mind went to the Della Reese thing in Harlem Nights, like getting shot in the foot with the pinky
Now
toe, like
that was funny. That
that's
was
what my
funny as
mind went
shit.
to. But like seriously, when you take the human aspect out of it, like getting shot
Oh,
in general is probably traumatizing as shit.
Yeah.
it's
I've
probably
been
terrible.
stabbed and that shit was traumatizing. Being shot and then being shot by somebody who you fuck with is like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Imagine if they like having relations too. It's like
Oh
that
yeah.
makes it all bad.
Them trust issues are gonna last forever. Megan ain't never gonna be dating nobody else again.
Now, I think her producer came out and I think he tweeted something and then deleted it and he was like, Tory Lanez, count your fucking days or
But he wasn't
something.
there though, so that's third person.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
not
we'll see.
admissible in
No.
court.
We'll see. Yeah,
That's
we'll
not
see.
admissible in court.
We'll be following it as soon as that shit becomes like gets as soon as Megan makes it, because you know at some point we know how celebrities roll. Megan is gonna do an interview with somebody and it's gonna be teary-eyed and we're gonna get all the details and stuff that she ain't released yet. It's gonna happen. It may even be with Oprah, but the shit's gonna happen.
I hope not. I hope it's
I'm
not
so over
over.
Oprah at this point. Like we need to have a conversation about that one day, T. The fact of like
She
how
been canceled.
Oprah's had that fall from grace. Like it's these Chicago niggas. It's the Chicago every Chicago nigga. Like when you think about it, R. Kelly,
Yeah.
Kanye West, Chance the Rapper,
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey. These Chicago niggas be tripping.
They
See,
fucked up in the head. Something in the water.
it's the
Damn,
Chicago
you might
niggas.
be on to something.
See, I'm just saying. You got
You
to
might
think
be
about
on
it.
to something.
Jussie Smollett. That was in Chicago. Like it's something about shit in Chicago. But we're gonna move on from that. Let's get into the first topic that we have for today. This is part of the reason I invited Brian on. As soon as Tia brought up Brian coming on, I immediately wanted to have, because as a single man, and single people in general, this dating world is scary as fuck. So why not let's not share some of our trauma and have dating horror stories? Who wants to go first on this one?
Well, I don't really have any horror stories.
Come on. No, T, you just said that you also got a gun pulled on you. That is a horror story.
That's a horror story, bro.
I guess. Okay.
It's pretty
Yeah.
terrible.
All
I'm
right.
just
Well, one
saying.
of y'all go first. I'll go later.
You want to go first, B?
I mean, yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
I got a lot of stories to be honest. My life has been crazy. Um,
Give us
one
the
though,
best one.
the best one I can't choose. There's a lot, but one in particular I could what really stands out. I was probably like 19, and my girlfriend at the time we was beefing, and we had just left the bookstore. She liked to read. She was a reader, and she got to talking crazy. So I think I took her book from her, snatched it, threw that joint out the window,
Mm,
tossed that joint out the window. Right,
disrespectful.
very disrespectful. Not thinking nothing of it. Like, yeah, you got me fucked up talking all this shit because I had paid for it. Oh, you got me fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Think you about to talk to me like that? Toss that jump. Not thinking in my mind that she's about to pop off like mid drive. You know what I mean? So I'm driving down the street, book out the window. She pops off like immediately, punches me square in my face.
Dang.
Yeah, and it escalated, and she turned the key while I was driving, almost wrecked the jump. It could have got real ugly, but that's one of the crazier ones. Like she was ready to kill us both for me throwing the book out the window.
Damn.
I don't be understanding that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if I'm mad at you, I'm not about to kill me too. I'm not doing it.
That's that white people shit. I'm about to kill you, me, and the kids. That's that type of shit.
Everybody.
Was she
You
white?
know.
Nah, I don't get down like that. But
I don't either. But I just had to ask. I had to
but I
ask.
feel you though. But we was young. You know what I'm saying? It was that first love, that real intense, aggressive love. You know what I mean? Nigga, we dying today, both of us.
That's the first
You know what I mean?
toxic. Everybody got their toxic love, or y'all both were toxic as shit when you look back at it. Everybody got one of those.
But I got like 5 stories just from that one situation. Like that was a roller coaster, for real, for real.
That shit crazy. See, my horror story is on a completely different level. That's an actual horror story. Like you could have died. That's some real shit.
One of many.
Jesus. God. Damn. Fuck.
That platinum.
Shit.
You do that too.
Jesus Christ. All right. T, you want to go next or you want me to go next?
Okay, now that you talked about guns, I got a couple of the gun ones. Now that I
A
think about
couple?
it.
That's that DMV shit. Like that's
I
gotta
got
be that.
I had a
Hey,
gun
bro, I'm
pulled
trying
out
to tell
on
you,
me.
them DMV Jones not right, bro. They different, bro. They different, different, bro. Whole
I
different breed, bro.
mean, we just telling one, right? Just
Yeah,
one.
just one.
Let me see. Well, I had someone threaten to kill me if I left him. We was into it. He
But
was a
see,
drinker.
niggas be saying shit. Were you worried that he was gonna actually try to kill you, or was it just one of
At
them?
this point,
I've
yes,
threatened my
he had.
fair share.
No,
Like,
no. He's
sometimes you got to threaten.
he did it before, and I didn't believe him. Y'all crazy.
That's toxic.
Yeah, it is.
He said I didn't threaten my fair share with a straight ass face.
I ain't never threatened nobody. That ain't my thing.
You just threatened me earlier today, so I know you didn't threaten
I
people you
said I was
dated.
gonna fight you. I ain't say I was gonna kill you.
That's a threat.
That's
That's
still
a
a
threat.
threat.
That's a threat.
No,
That's a threat. That's a
no.
misdemeanor.
You know, you got your little black belts and stuff. They ain't nothing for you. That's
Uh,
easy work.
that's
But okay, so we was into it. He was drunk. Now the first time he threatened to kill me, I ain't think nothing of it. But we like this years in this last time, and I've seen him like his anger progress over time, and him black out when he get drunk. So this time, this was like one of the worst fights, like physical fights that we had. And he had like threw a glass bowl at my head, and like I threw water on him. Like we were just going back and forth. And so finally, he was like, "I'll fucking kill you." Like got in my face and was holding me like, "I will fucking kill you if
Oh
you
yeah, he was
ever."
dead serious. He wasn't
He was
playing.
dead ass serious
He
this
wasn't
time.
playing.
Like to the point where I had to call the police. I got a restraining order. I told him he couldn't come back in my house. I had talked to the rental office. I'm like, listen, I know his
my
name ain't on the lease, but
my question is this: you say you had to threaten and tell him not to come back in your house? Did you ever let him come in your pussy again?
Yes.
Okay, see, like you just got to like, come on now. This is a place
that
of
ain't the
healing.
fucking
This
story.
is a
The
place of
story is
healing. We gotta be
dating
honest. We
horror.
got so he can't come in your house no more. But this is why I say, and I ask the women who be on this sage and shit. Did you sage your coochie also? Because
But
like we need
listen,
to be real about this shit.
listen, this was an on and off again 5-year thing, and I've done my inner work, okay? So that will never happen again. But yes,
Okay,
he did come back after that months later. Thank you very fucking much, Hayes.
I
Let's
just
hear your damn story.
I
What
had to
you
be
got?
honest. This was a place of healing. I had to be honest. Like, all right, so this is my dating horror story. So
The black
Blue.
table talk.
I,
Okay.
I'm there's this chick who I used to work with, right? When I worked at this factory, and her name was Sarah. She was considerably older than me. She's probably about like 8 years older than me. So keep in mind, like everybody wanted her. She was bad. I'm not even gonna lie, she was bad. So I finally convinced her to go to a movie with me. We went out, we kicking it, we had a good old time. We get back, we pull up at her crib, we flirting and whatnot. She starts topping me off. She starts sucking my dick. I'm like, all right, this is a win. I'm still young as shit. I'm like, this is a win. So I'm in the middle of getting topped off. My head is back. I'm in the fucking I just have every once in a while when you getting head in the car, you look around and make sure no cops or nobody's coming.
Sometimes,
I
yeah.
look up, it's this dude walking beeline right to the car. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker either didn't seen us or he's weird or whatnot. She sticks her head up. She's like, oh shit, that's my husband.
Mm.
Yeah. So then I'm sitting here and she's with her head still hovering above my lap. He looking right at the car. I ain't have no tense or nothing. He knocks on the door. He looks in. He's like, "Bitch, you better get your ass out of here." Luckily, he wasn't one of them dudes who's like trying to start no shit with me, because obviously he probably didn't call his wife sucking dick. The way that he reacted,
Multiple
like
times.
this was a normal thing. Like
Yeah.
he was at home chilling. He saw a car parked up. He's like, "Oh, Sarah's out there sucking dick again."
There's some niggas out here like that though. For real.
So
That's
It's really
horrible.
it's really
this
some
is
niggas out here like that.
this isn't the worst part. So like this is why I say this is a dating horror story. So she gets out the car or whatnot. He's like, "You motherfucker did this." They walking off. They arguing. I drive. I'm on my way back. This is how young I was. I was still living with my mama. And T, you know, I moved out of my mama house when I was 18. So this is how young I was. So I'm driving back home. She calls me. Well, it's her phone number. I'm like, I'm not gonna answer. I get about 5 calls. I finally pick up. I'm like, and I'm immediately her thinking she's gonna apologize. It's him on the phone talking some, bro. I just need you to keep it real, bro. Like, did you come in her mouth? I was like, nigga.
Did you even get there? Because he
That's the
came
thing. I
out
couldn't
so
because you didn't walk your burly ass up out the house. And then, like, so then he's
That's
like
crazy.
asking questions, and she's like, "You better leave that boy alone." He was like, "Boy, how old is he?" He's 18. You was sucking 18-year-old dick, and our kids is in the house hungry.
fast.
Listen, that shit, like
Mm.
that shit,
Woo.
boy, that was
I'm
one
surprised
of
he
the
ain't
most
kill her.
interesting nights.
Hey,
I don't know what happened.
you
Yeah,
just might have elevated into legendary status.
she quit the job 2 weeks later. Like he must have told her, like, you gotta quit. Like she quit and walked off. Like
I'm
never seen
surprised
it
he
again.
ain't kill her.
He
I
may
would kill
have.
her.
Yeah, like the way that he walked out to the car, like I said, we were out there for only like we were probably sitting out in front for like 10 minutes, but the way he walked out, he just knew his wife was out there sucking dick. It was not his first time, like being older now, it was not his first time catching her out there
That's
sucking
some
some dick.
beta male shit.
Yeah, which we
For
run into a
sure.
lot of. But
You said what's that mean?
Not alpha, soft,
Mm,
very passive,
yeah.
let a lot of shit slide.
it's okay, babe.
Yeah.
I'll do
I'll still
better.
be here for
Exactly.
you.
You what
Yeah.
Nah,
you so you suck dick because I'm not the man you need me to be. I understand why you was
Right.
because I needed to be another man, a better man.
nah,
But all right.
Yeah, no.
nah. I'm not doing that. I'm going to
Oh
jail.
man, but that was some crazy shit. The only other dating horror story I got is the time the woman tried to lick my ass and I fell off. But I've told that and I fell off the bed.
That's
But
not a horror story.
That's
that
a horror story.
story.
I just scarred. Holy shit! As
And
soon as
when
he
I say,
said that, my heart dropped. I
bro,
was like,
and when I
what?
tell you, it was easily the top in the top 3 head games I've ever had him. I was in heaven. And when all of a sudden I start feeling like that tongue go down, like I rolled out of the bed so quick, and I was looking up like, motherfucker, what the fuck was you doing? Like,
You should have
no.
just enjoyed it.
No, that's
Nah,
not gonna happen. No, you can't
don't work.
enjoy no shit like that. All right,
That's
but
not. It's not okay.
as comical as that was, let's move into something that's unfortunately not as comical. And so this was a tweet that somebody had sent me, and then Tia, I sent you, and then somebody actually posted it in our the Love Less and Badass Soul discussion group as
I
well.
saw.
Um, so
I
in this,
must
it
not.
was asked in the tweet, and Tia, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but if you found out that I'm paraphrasing, but if you found out that your girlfriend was raped by 3 dudes, how would you
Gang rape.
react? Gang rape. Okay. How would you react? And the responses in this ranged from someone saying, "Oh, you got to get rid of her because I can't nobody else come in my pussy," to "What was you doing?" to "Where you would have got raped at. It's your fault if you were out without me." This shit was toxic as fuck.
It was.
So, question. All right. First, is it like this just happened, or this is from your past?
You're
The
currently
way
with the woman
current
and
the
she
girl
was
that you're
gang
currently
And
raped.
this
with.
just happened to her.
Yeah. Now, okay, let me say something now. I can get a man not wanting or being hesitant to continue a relationship with a woman that's been that traumatized, because that's a lot of mental shit to get past. And that can affect you all's sex life. Like, she might be so traumatized by that, but
No, she's
by
definitely
the
gonna be
fact
fucked
that
up about
y'all,
that.
she don't want to even have sex with you, like that, mentally that can be a drain on whoever the partner is. But for the comments to be as rude and disrespectful and possessive, as they were, or that was insane.
No, first off, if that was me, if we together at that time when it happened, it's like, do you know these guys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm killing everybody.
What you know
That's
the
and
type of
that's
time
my
I be
thing. Like
on. You
if
know,
you
Killing
if you my girl and we in a serious
you know the
relationship
type of time I be on.
and you get raped, there's no way I'm blaming you. My thing
Yeah,
is,
nah.
listen, how much do we got for bail? Like that, you need to
If
start getting that ready because I'm about to go on a spree. I'm like, I'll turn myself in afterwards. You ain't even got to look for me. You can, but I need to handle this business real quick. But like, I'm
nah,
gonna
we don't need bail money. I don't plan on getting caught. We just it's gonna take a little time. It's gonna
well,
take a
just
little
in case.
time. Get them
yeah,
one by
Um,
just in
one,
case.
one by
but
one.
but like, so this is some of the responses. I'm gonna read the ones exactly. So one is I dumped that bitch. Why is
Mm.
she bitch? And she was
That's aggressive.
yeah, that's ridiculous. The second one is dump her. Why did she put herself in that situation? Which is just retarded. Another one, dump her. One, she was raped by three men. The trauma will be too heavy for her for things to be the same normal. Two,
Right.
where was she without me for this to even be possible? My girl shouldn't be out at
Work,
night or in a.
mom's
My girl
house.
should not be out late or in a public place without me if she didn't want to. Like, first of all, as men, we have to stop having these possessive ideas of women that we're with. Like,
Yeah,
they are not possessions, and I
not
think that's what a
yours.
lot of that exactly like she's yours in the sense of if she submits to you and you're each other's, but at the same time, people are still people. You have to treat them as humans. You can't expect like how can you blame someone if she's out like with her girls and she gets raped? How can you blame her for that? That's just ridiculous to me.
This is one of the
No,
reasons, like these
that's outrageous.
responses are some of the reasons why Black women consistently say that we don't feel protected.
Yeah.
Because this was not just one race making these comments. It was a lot of Black men making these comments too. So yeah, no, no.
I mean, I have nothing to say. I mean, they're right.
Yeah.
Niggas gotta
Yeah,
do
but I
better.
would have killed them all.
Niggas gotta do better. Oh
And
yeah,
I'm
definitely
with
did.
you, B. Like I wouldn't have got them all at once, but over time, pop each one. Like you gotta lay low for a little bit,
Yeah.
so that
Pop
no one
one, give it
suspects
about
that it's
6 to 8
you,
months, right? So that way
and
you make
then
sure the
move on
case
to the
ain't
next
on you. Yeah, then
Catch
you gotta
another
right.
one, bro.
That's how you do it.
But
yeah.
it's
So
gonna
You
be
gotta
some
you
move
claim
on.
those
repercussions for sure. It's
Oh
not
oh
gonna
yeah,
go un. No,
yeah.
yeah, you gotta get them. You gotta
But
get them.
for you guys, like, would you guys stay with her in that
Oh yeah. I
situation?
mean, like
what
you
I'm a
said, it's
lever for?
yeah. Why leave
I
her?
mean,
Like
because like someone said, the trauma could be a lot
it's
to
what
deal with.
therapy's for. Niggas like I love
It'd
therapy.
be it's it have to
Backup B.
be it have to be a tough what like it have to be a real weird situation for me to be like, all right, I can't deal with you no more.
Yeah. Like if you found out she was like, and even then you still can't blame her like for being a victim, but then it'll make you raise questions. Like let's say you found out she was like doing OnlyFans on the side or something, or stripping on the side, or you didn't know, or prostituting or some shit like that. Like then I can see you dumping her, but even then still. Like what she went through was so traumatizing. I'd still be there as a friend. I could be like, look, we can't be together, but I want to help you get through this.
Hmm, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Agree.
Let's move into topic number 3. And this one is again, because Brian said I figured this would be a good one to talk about. The rules of being single and dating in 2020. And the reason why I put this on here, we're all in the podcast group. And really what one thing that I've gained from this group and seeing is that people have weird ass perspectives on being single or what being single means and also what dating is in the year and age that we live in. Like I've seen everything from like people saying that oh, if we're talking and getting to know each other, and I find out you talking or getting to know anyone else, I can't talk. Like why? Like it's shit like that is weird to me. So I
I
figured
understand.
why not us make our official love lesson badass rules to being dating, rules to single and being dating in 2020. So because of this, I think we're gonna give this one up to ladies first. T, what you got is your first rule to being single and dating in
Smart
2020.
man. Smart man.
um, be honest and be intentional.
Mm, okay.
That's cool. That's
A lot of I feel like a lot of men feel like if they're not honest, that they won't get as far as they want. And women just want the option. We don't want to be lied into something that is not. Like don't finesse us.
Mm-hmm.
If you just want to have sex, say you just want to have sex. Now, we might not agree to it, but we're going to respect you a whole lot more for being honest as opposed to finessing us, making it feel like you like us and you want to date us, and then we have
Mm-hmm.
sex and we never hear from you again. So give us the option and be intentional and be honest. Like, first of all, I don't understand why anyone that is single is getting to know other people or dating other people and not expect that person to
To
also
do
be
the
dating
same
other
thing.
people.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I need everybody to open their eyes a little bit now. Unless y'all have a conversation about, okay, are we gonna do this and it's just us? Like, what are the ramifications of what we're doing? Then always assume that they're fucking with other people, because 9 times out of 10 they are.
All right. I like that.
Yeah.
Brian.
Uh, that was pretty good.
I
I mean,
think to add to that, I think yeah, assume people are talking to other people, and then like stop being people need to stop hiding what they feel and trying to be tough. If you do want to be exclusive and say, hey, I want to cut off the people I'm talking to, I would like for you to do the same. Like stop put your pride to the side and just say that. Like the most they can say is no, and then you guys can continue getting to know each other. Like people have their pride so wrapped up in stuff that they would rather run away from a situation than just to tell the person that they're interested in, hey, I'm feeling you this way. I kind of would hope that we can, more so focus on each other if we are both talking to each other. Like or even say, all right, what does it look like to you so we can get to the place that we are just focusing on each other? Because I think I'm kind of wanting to go that way. Like evaluate and have that conversation. Talk. Communication is where the biggest thing people fail at in this day and age is people don't just communicate. They communicate with like intent, or they communicate with like trying to get a certain thing out of it rather than having open communication and being honest. People will
Yeah.
respect you more. And what I've noticed in my older age and turning 30s, that to Tia's point, if you say, hey, I just want to fuck. Now, if we develop something out of there to where it wants to go more, let's leave the door open to that. But women will be people in general, men and women will be more receptive to that. But you also don't want to take away people's power of choice by them
Right.
thinking that they're agreeing to something and you're really pulling the wool over the eyes. Just be real and tell them like, hey, this is what it is. I'm fucking Sheila too, but I don't really like Sheila like I do you, but I'm fucking her. Like, it is what it is.
they don't want to hear that though.
A lot a
They
lot
don't
of
want to hear it, but they'll
They don't want to
respect
hear
the
it.
honesty.
yeah.
You gotta do it.
They don't want to hear it.
Now, I also don't believe in like giving that information without them being asked, like without being asked. Like,
So,
first of all,
if
you already should assume that I'm talking to other people, unless I tell you that I'm not. But
sure.
I'm not going to come up front and be like, "Oh, I like you and we should date," but I'm also dating John and Jonathan from around the corner. Like, no, not.
Why?
Now, if you
Let
ask
me ask you
me,
this: what's wrong with you? And the only reason I asked for volunteering that information, right? In 2020, almost everyone's connected, right? So my
yeah,
thing is, why not say that? Because what if you run the chance of John and James being cool, or even being knowing the same person, and like the person in between them are like, wait a second, I saw you with Tia, but didn't you go on a date with Tia too? And then
because
you leave the
I
space.
don't move in the same circles. That's why. So
But
I
you,
ain't
but
never
you
worried about it.
just because you don't move in the same circles, you don't know what circles other people move in.
Some people don't care, bro. Let me tell
I
you.
mean, yeah,
Y'all
most dudes
friends.
won't
DMV
give a fuck.
the
Y'all.
DMV is very small, and I talked about this on my live the other day with Lee. The DMV is very, very small, and especially if I met you over social media, the first thing I'm gonna do is go to mutual friends. And if
But see,
I
that
see
doesn't
we
mean that
got
we're not
too
friends, though.
many mutual friends, I mean, no, but I'll still ask you. Like, that comes up in the getting to know you. Like, what high school did you go to? Do you know such and such? What year did you graduate? Where did
True.
you used to work? Like, that shit
That's
comes up. And if
all the
I
time.
find out that you know anybody that I know, I'm like, what kind of relationship did y'all have?
I'm
Did
still.
y'all date? Did
So let
y'all
me
have
ask that:
sex?
why say all that? Then just say, hey, I'm also talking to somebody named Johnny. They'd be like, oh, Johnny from like, I don't
Because they
get
don't need
like,
to know up front.
Because if I find out that you talking to somebody I know, that's a dub off the break.
Yeah, no, I'm
Like it's
not doing
no
that.
chance.
Nope.
It's no chance because I'm not about to beat a bit around the way. Because I was just with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She ain't do that to you? Nah,
See, and
nobody
that's
wants to
another
do.
reason why.
That's how niggas be.
That's
Like, nah.
another reason
Well,
why I
all you
don't
gotta do
talk to
if you
dudes
show
in
up
the
at any
same
dude's
circle.
house and they got peppermint soap, you know T has been there. Cause niggas ain't
No,
just gonna have peppermint soap. If you show up at a dude's house and they got Dr. Bronner's in their bathroom, you already know who's been there. I'm just
that's
saying.
not true.
Nah, nah. I
Hey,
guarantee
y'all,
like
wow.
this. I guarantee you right now, you can
Yeah,
poll 10
wow.
men and ain't no nigga using peppermint soap that you ain't fucked with. I
I couldn't.
guarantee
That's
that.
not true because I
I
only did
guarantee
that
that.
to two different niggas. So
No.
no, that's
I
not
guarantee
true.
I guarantee they either got Old Spice or some regular ass shit, some
Oh
Dove
man.
mint.
No,
If they got
Oh
Dr.
man.
Bronner's peppermint soap, Tia done ate their ass. I'm telling you,
nope,
that's
I
what
did
that's.
not. No, I did not. I'm only two people in. Don't try to play me like that. But that's exactly why
You
I
did say that was what you
still.
like for that
I'm
situation, though.
letting you know right now.
It is.
I don't care if I meet if I'm cool with a nigga who lives in Timbuktu. If I show up at their house and they got Dr. Bronner's, I'm immediately gonna
Tia
be
been
like,
there.
hey, how'd you
Tia
know?
been.
How you know this nigga? Like what?
Tia been there. The booty warrior's been here.
Oh my gosh. But my listen, my fear as a woman, as a preacher's kid still, as somebody that live in this area, I've always been respected by men and my peers for various reasons. And I will never give no niggas in the same circle the opportunity to ever bring me up and be like, oh well, I used to talk to Tia. Oh, I used to fuck her too. Did she do this to you? Did she do that to you? Did she do this trick? Never. You will never hear that about me in the same
A
circle.
lot
It
of
will
women
not
put
happen.
themselves exactly in that situation,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I can't do it.
knowingly,
I can't do it.
willingly. Like they do this shit
willingly.
to wear it like a badge of honor.
That's like some hoe shit to me. I can't. I can't. I
Hey,
can't do
Like,
it.
I think he cute. He cute too. I just want to fuck both of them and see what's up. All right, fuck
I mean,
Now, if
do
you that type of girl and you want some threesome, like if you want to do both of them together, it just look. It depends
I
on where
feel
you
like
at in
that's
life.
that
Okay.
that's harder for women to take in. I feel like that's when a
they
woman will
definitely
start to
taking it
feel like a
in.
hoe. Not definitely,
Okay.
but I feel like the act of being like I'm gonna just do them at the same time. That's when you like, nah, that's some hoe shit. But if I hit this one this week and then hit this one next week, I'm just single out here living my life.
No, I can't do it.
You see
I
what
mean,
I'm
I can
saying?
hear you, but I can't do it.
I mean, yeah, that's
Nope.
it's not the best thing in the world,
Yeah,
but
I
you
will
gonna get
say
talked
this: like
about.
me and my boys have never crossed swords before. That's what I call it, except one time. And I ain't afraid to say names. If she happens to listen to podcasts, and you people just gonna find out. It was this chick named Gail, right?
Hey,
And so
Gail.
like I used to fuck this chick after work, like in the backseat of my car and drop her off at home. Like that's literally all it was. I needed a nut, bam, I'll be nice and drop you off. And so like 3 or 4 years later, like me and my boy are on the subway and we see her, and then like she's awkward as shit, and I just thought, because I ain't seen her in a minute or whatnot. She gets off or whatever, and my brother, what I call him, he was like, "Man, that was weird as fuck, man. Like I was fucking her like 2 or 3 years ago." I immediately turned around and was like, "Oh, really?" But yeah, I mean,
That
she's
had
just a bust.
No.
that had me happened to me a couple of times.
I mean, bust downs get around like them. Like it don't matter. Like, and I don't mean to, like, I'm not trying to sex shame anybody, but there are some people in this life who are just bust downs. Like, let's just be
Yeah.
honest. There are some
No
dudes
shame.
who are like
No
that too.
shame.
It ain't no shame in it.
No
Embrace
shame.
what you do.
You feel
Um,
me? No
but
judgment.
but yeah. Let's move on. Let's move because I already can feel the
Wait,
social
don't we
justice
have
war.
more dating rules? We only got three.
I mean, hell, we really. What more dating room? You got more? Because I feel like.
And I just wanted to see what else y'all had.
Hey
Oh,
man,
I will say another
niggas know
one.
what not to do. Niggas know not to
Exactly.
cheat.
Don't
Niggas
have
know.
raw sex with everybody.
Yes. Oh
Like,
That's
gosh.
a good
like,
one.
real talk. Like, I get it. Condoms take some of the pleasure away. Some people are allergic to condoms. Like my thing is, if you're gonna be having raw sex, like
That hurt only.
exactly, like
Yeah.
my thing is like I spent so much of my life being afraid to get anybody pregnant. And that shit worked on me as a kid because even though I started fucking when I was like 12, 13, I was rapping motherfucking. If we didn't have no condoms, I didn't almost want you breathing too hard on my dick because I was too afraid to catch something. Um, but like there's some motherfuckers out here who literally day one are fucking raw. And it's just like, how are you playing Russian roulette with your life like this?
I
Like,
know some niggas like that.
COVID can now be like it, like niggas eating ass on the first link up. Like this there gotta be rules to this shit. There gotta be
Listen,
rules to
niggas
this shit.
inboxing you off your break like,
Oh,
let me eat your pussy type shit, and don't know you from nothing.
First
I
of
can't
all,
say I've ever done that.
see, nah. Now I gotta be
Proudly.
around you for a while and see what your hygiene is like before I can even think about eating your ass. Like that like no. And people like
Most of
that's a
the
requirement to have sex with me. Then we just ain't gonna be fucking the first time. Like I'm good on that. I'm
Right.
good
we
on
gotta
that.
have sex. So you know the vibes. There's
Mm,
plenty more out here.
no, I'm good. I'm good. You know how
So,
some people how some women worry about niggas slipping and putting taking the condom off. You got to worry about me slipping and putting the condom on because I'm not doing this raw shit. I will.
Here's a question.
I just bought a fresh pack. Yes, sir.
Listen, we ain't going there, okay? Here's a question. How often do you kiss women in the mouth that you're having sex with?
I gotta like you.
Like tongue kiss, like
I gotta like you. Kissing in some ways
Yeah, you
is
can't
more
do that.
intimate than
yeah.
sex.
You can't
Like
do that. We
mm.
gotta be.
So not often. So what if
Yeah,
she goes to
yeah.
kiss you like mid stroke? Like what do you do? Do you turn your head? Do you just do it because
I
it's
put my head
awkward?
down
Like,
and I'll kiss her on the neck.
um,
Yeah, I perfected that move. Or I'll pull your titty up and start licking on your nipple and be like, oh, I didn't even know you was trying to kiss
I'll
me. Like,
oh
put a
my
hair back, pull the
gosh.
hair back right quick,
yeah,
and start spinning. Yeah, you figure something out right quick.
yeah.
It'll come together.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, the last tip that I got, if nobody else got anyone, this is something that T, you've heard me say this 1,000 times, so you probably know where I'm finna go on this. Stop carrying your motherfucking feelings in your vaginas and your dicks. Stop thinking that because somebody fucks you good, that means that y'all
Oh
listen.
yeah.
no.
Like
Yeah.
That's what I
sex
be
is
trying to tell these women.
sex is supposed to be good. So if you're trying to tell me that because the sex so good, we automatically go together, then look, we don't need to
No.
be fucking. Like, be honest. If you can say, look, and that's goes back to being honest. Say, look, I can't handle sex without it being a deep connection because it's gonna make me fall in love if you give it to me too good. That way, I know we don't need to be fucking because I'm not gonna knock down my performance for nobody. We just not gonna be fucking in that case. Like,
That's a whole nother conversation because I feel like you can't give somebody
She be
everything you
telling me to
got
dumb
the
it down
first
all the
oh
time.
session.
no,
She
I'm
always
sure
telling me to dumb
I
it
live to
down.
show out every rip because I refuse to ever be caught up and somebody motherfucking say, "Oh, CJ only gave me some mediocre dick." No, we got to show out every rip. I had a girl tell me one time that me sticking my thumb in her ass made her think we were in a relationship. I was like, nah.
How, Sway?
Like, what the fuck does that have to do with being
How
in a
did you come
relationship?
to that conclusion?
I don't know.
What kind of
Maybe
bitch
that's
is
what he said to her when he put his thumb in there.
I don't even talk to
maybe?
girls during
Y'all
sex.
be talking that shit while y'all fucking them. That's why. Y'all be talking
See,
that
I ain't
pussy
never did
shit.
no Tyrese
Have
shit.
my baby.
Nah,
Oh
I ain't
Kiss
no,
doing
my
fuck all
that.
that.
pussy.
Nah, I
I
ain't
told
doing that.
my
Who's is
I know
this?
you probably hear that and be like, "You got 4 kids. How are you afraid to get people pregnant?" I got my wife pregnant 4 times. I ain't got just got random
But,
four
but
like my ex-wife. I got pregnant. It
I
wasn't
got
just me out here raw dogging bitches. Like
I
that
got
wasn't it.
one girl pregnant and one girl had my kid and I got one kid.
See, there you go.
I
That's
ain't had
it.
no slip ups, no oops, nah. None of that.
I'll come on your face before I come on your pussy raw. Like I'm just
Yes,
letting you know.
sir.
If I came in your pussy, we got some trust. I'm just letting you, I trust you with my life. I'm just letting you know that if I busted a nut in your pussy, nigga, we lifelong. Like that's all it is. I'm just letting you know.
Lord
I have
Jesus.
motherfuckers tell me like you ain't got to pull out. I'm nope, not doing it. I don't care what type of birth control you can have Jesus dancing on your like
I ain't
some
gonna say all
way,
that now.
and I'm not
I
doing
ain't gonna
that
say,
Wait,
shit.
wait,
I ain't
wait,
gonna say all
wait.
that
Did you
now.
say Jesus dancing on your cervix? Is that what you
Like
I
said?
hate,
come,
I hate a
yeah.
wild boy.
Oh my god.
I hate a wild boy for that. That's funny. But now that
I ain't
birth
never
control
heard
work.
that shit
That
a
birth
day in my
control work,
life.
bro. I ain't even gonna. I gotta disagree with you on that one. That birth control, they do what it's supposed to
bro,
do.
bro. 3 of my 4
Yeah.
kids were born on birth control.
I'm
All
Oh
sorry.
different birth
damn.
Y'all should have sued somebody or changed the birth control, bro. That shit ain't never let me down.
Alan was born. My youngest was born on Morena. We got that Morena. We thought we was in there good.
You just didn't know it wasn't in there. She been
No,
took
they
that
had a
out.
rush to take the shit out because because it can cause like
You can take that out yourself though.
Not
She
Marina.
wants to put it back.
That's
No.
the that's not the joint you stick
I
in your
thought
hand.
Marina was the one the doctor has
Yeah,
to.
yeah, that's the one the doctor stick all the way
Right,
back. Mother.
right.
Yeah.
But
But
sometimes when you have a baby and you got Mirena, have you seen the babies that had the Mirena stuck
yeah,
in
this
their
shit is
head?
hilarious. That's crazy.
Woo!
It's probably funny
I
as shit.
stick to the pill and the patch. I'll be all right.
All right, let's move on. So the last topic, T, I'm gonna let you introduce all because it's serious, but I also think like um I just think this one needs to be introduced by a woman. Honestly, because it's a sensitive topic and I'm an asshole sometimes and I may crack a joke. I just don't want to run the risk of cracking any type of joke that offends anybody in this situation. So I just for the betterment so they don't cancel this podcast that we're working hard on, I think you need to go ahead and introduce this topic.
Okay, so if you've been on social media the past few days, you saw that Ocho Cinco, he's very active on Twitter. And Ocho Cinco made some type of joke in regards to domestic violence. Like, I think it was to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, that he's lost his temper for 3 seconds in his whole life. So of course, he used to be married to Evelyn Rosada or Lazada, and they had a domestic issue in the car with a receipt with condoms, and they got divorced after what? How many days? I don't even think they were married a month. But it upset her to see him say that because as a domestic violence survivor, you're constantly like getting over like that's not something that you easily get over, even years in, like after. So she saw the tweet. She said she woke up to people like, screen shooting her the tweet that he said. And it made her feel away because she's like, the nerve of you. This is only, she went live also the other day and she said, I could say a whole lot more about the situation. What people know about the car and the condom receipt was the only thing I let out. But there have been multiple situations of domestic violence within our relationship that nobody else knows. So for you to come on social media and parade around and they, even in a joking manner say you've only lost your temper for 3 seconds in your whole life, it was a trigger for her. So
Mhm.
she felt the way. And you have all these people, men again, and some women that I was very disappointed in, responding to her saying, "Oh, you should be over it, and you shouldn't feel no kind of way because the way you behaved on Basketball Wives, you deserve it." And it was just really pissing me off to see some of these comments. But I understand where she was coming from. Like, as a person who was also in domestic relationships as I, was growing up, it is something hard to get over. And I'm over it now. But my last relationship that happened in was a long time ago. Like a very, very long time ago. So it takes a minute. Like they have not been divorced that long. And to see your abuser come on social media and play around like it's a joke and not have any kind of accountability was just disappointing to me and it really pissed me off.
That's deep.
Yeah.
As a man watching this, and I even told you, T, I was like, I can't watch all of it. Because you can see the pain in her face, right? And
Yeah.
like very often, like people try to play it off as like, oh, it was one bad time. Then they hear her say that it happened multiple times. And this is why when women are in these domestic violence like situations and they try to say, oh, it's gonna get better, or oh, we're gonna work through it. Like very often you don't. Like there are some people who have been in domestic violence. It did happen once, a couple of times, and they literally have rebounded and gotten better. But that shit does not happen without therapy,
Yeah.
usually. And if you're in a situation, women who are listening to this, and you're in a domestic violence relationship, and they say they want to get better, but they aren't seeking therapy, that should be a red motherfucking flag. All jokes aside, and to see her talk about this, and I completely understand, like to see somebody try to act like, oh, it was just one time, you guys are judging me, I lost my career over it, like all that shit. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit because at
Right.
the end of the day, it shouldn't fucking like. There's nothing are so angry that you should get to where you need to assault a woman. Now, I'm if your life's in the line, if a motherfucker pull a knife on me, I'm like, T, I love you. If you pull a knife on me and I really feel like I can't get away, I'm beating your motherfucking ass. I'm just letting you know right there. That's a
Yeah.
different situation. But
Yeah.
in and this is why, because I try to make when I get uncomfortable, I make jokes and I try. I'm sorry, T, I don't like making jokes about stuff like this, but seriously, it's like to see that is like, and
It
to
was
see that the fact that
heartbreaking.
that he's still going on and had somewhat of like, yeah, his NFL career was taken away, but he's still a social media presence. He still is in commercials. He went and played in the CFL for a little while. Like you, and to my correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't face any jail time for this. Like he was literally in jail for like what, like so yeah, fuck all that. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit from him. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Brian, what about you?
Can't be hitting on women. So, I don't know too much about it. I
Yeah.
don't know too much about the situation, to be honest. But you
I
know,
just don't. I don't
can't be
like
headbutting jumps. Like,
shaming.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
You said what?
Like, I don't like victim shaming. Why are people always blaming the victim for rape or issues of domestic violence? Like, typically people who do those kind of things have anger management issues. They have alcohol issues. They might be bipolar. Some of them are just plain crazy. You cannot blame a victim for anything like that. And some of the comments, like I said, the women's comments to Evelyn, like tagging her and everything, was just ridiculous to me. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
That's the
I
type of shit
wasn't
that
even
makes you
aware.
realize like the sucky situation some humans are in. Like, and
People
that's why
harsh,
social
bro.
media sucks. Yeah, people are fucking crazy, man. But
Social
let's move
media gave everybody,
a platform.
not even a platform, but it gave everybody a heart. The people,
Yeah.
some things you would never hear somebody say out loud to somebody next to them, but on the internet they'll say something wild and crazy. Like,
And wouldn't bust a fucking grape in a fruit fight, man.
you,
That shit. I used to let some shit on social media with people talking stuff get under me, but then I had to realize like who the fuck I am, and you can't beat my ass no way. So I'll catch you in person.
Oh gosh.
Shut up to you.
shit
But
ain't funny.
so we're gonna go ahead and get ready to head into our next segment and take our break. But before that, we have our cookie of the week, and this one, I like this cookie.
What's that?
I did
I like this
too.
cookie.
What's
All
cookie
right,
of the
go
week?
ahead. It's go ahead. Explain it to
Cookie
you.
of the week is, I used to do it on Cookie Chronicles. It was when we highlighted one woman every week, and just talk about their accolades, gave their social media handles so that people can follow them, and they're just gorgeous people overall.
Okay.
So that's Cookie of the Week. So this week's Cookie of the Week is my new sis. I ain't even calling her bestie. I'm calling her sis. Like, she is a fellow Gemini. She's only a few years older than me. She is a teacher. She is a coach. She's actually working on getting her life
Fuck
coach
all that. Them
counseling
motherfucking cakes.
license.
Who is she talking about?
Listen, oh
Wait,
my
her
god.
body is
Oh,
banging. She just
Brian.
posted an
I don't know if you
awesome
saw this picture,
swimsuit
but
Who
picture.
is
Yeah,
she?
he saw
but
it.
this body made me, bro.
Oh, you talking about?
I damn near licked my phone, fam.
You talking about Shaw? Oh yeah, she vicious. Yes,
Man,
sir.
I
So
knew,
this
don't
is
don't get
my
me wrong.
sister.
I knew that she had body before, but
She
I didn't
vicious.
know it was like that. That
She
was
crazy. That shit
listen.
crazy. That shit crazy.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Gee,
this is my baby, my love. I talk to her every day.
She fine.
She's closer than a sister, Miss Cat B from Love,
She
Lust,
fine.
and Badass
I would
Bling.
eat
She's
frosted
based,
flakes out her ass with a spoon.
oh my God. She's based out of
I ain't
Houston,
doing that, but
Texas.
she fine though.
I'm sorry. You
So
gonna have to go ahead. You saying
she's not on Instagram real heavy, but she is on Facebook. So if you want to follow her, look for Cat CatBBee. That's our cookie of the week.
listen.
I'm in the DM.
With a spoon, get my spoon, because I would listen.
I'm in
Jesus.
the DMs.
Watch it, y'all.
Uh,
Watch it.
Go ahead, get
This
Brian.
is sick.
Listen, I'm letting you know
Watch it.
right now, bro. Bro, if you do slide in her DMs, y'all ever hook up? Just name the first baby after me. That's all I ask.
What?
That's all and
Don't be
don't pull
doing
out.
that.
Don't pull out.
Oh gosh.
You steering me wrong, man. That's
I'm
not
about
good
to call
advice.
her right now and be
That's
like,
not good advice.
these fools talk about you.
Please let her know. I'm telling her I'm serious. I want to take her on a date.
Oh, man. That's deep. All right, let me stop. All right. So we're gonna go
Say
ahead. We're gonna
hey,
take a
Cat
break.
B.
When we come back after this, we're gonna go ahead and read our emails. We'll be back after this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're back. Unfortunately, our guest Brian had to step out, so it's just me and Lady on this one. But our first email that we're going to be reading, I'm just going to read the title of this one. My husband disappeared for 2 days. For me and so just a peek behind the curtain, me and Tia recorded an episode that was lost. We read this email on it, but it was so good we had to bring it back. So some of our reactions, we don't seem as caught off guard as because we have read this one before. But let's get into this one. My husband disappeared one day. Tried calling his coworkers and his friends, and none of them knew where he was. So I called the police, and they filed a missing persons report. I noticed him gone because he didn't come home from work. He didn't come home the next day either. He didn't come back until early the morning after, and he looked horrible. Not physically, but mentally. He looked shaken and shocked, barely able to respond to what I was asking him. And I asked him where he was, and he just said he visited a friend and lost his phone and that he meant to tell me. I didn't believe him, and I kept asking what was wrong and where he was, but he literally just kept saying the same thing. He looked absolutely shocked, like something clearly happened. How do I confront him? How do I bring this up again? I stopped bringing it up at first because I knew it was a sensitive topic, but now enough time has passed that I feel I should bring it up again. Tia, what do you think?
Fuck that nigga. It's like, no.
I mean,
I would say that's insane, and I think that you're a wonderful woman and uber considerate to even consider his feelings at this point because he didn't consider yours at any point during the time that he was gone. And I hope you guys didn't have kids because he didn't consider you guys as kids' feelings in this situation either. Um, Him not wanting to talk about it would not be up. That would be an issue for me. It's not up for discussion. You're either going to talk about it or you can get out. Either way, you need to do a STD test because if I allow you to stay in here, I don't know where the fuck you were or what the fuck you've been doing and who you was doing it with, and I don't trust you at this point. So you need to consistently work to get my trust back. And if I let him back, we would also have to do therapy because, again, I don't trust you. What are you going to do to regain my trust? I need to know when you tell me this story, I have to feel like it's the truth. And if I feel like you lying, ain't no coming back from that. So,
first
no.
of all, listen, I get trying to be diplomatic and everything, and I often try to play devil's advocate and think about both sides. But listen, if he was gone for 2 days, 2 motherfucking days, 2 whole entire Earth days,
Earth
and
days.
and is so traumatized that he can't tell you what the fuck happened, it's because he don't have the answers, and the truth is probably worse than what. Listen, there's no way in hell that something like your partner is supposed to be the person you can confide in, right? So if something traumatizing did happen, I'm gonna be the first. Like if you got raped, molested, what happened to you? Something like if it's that traumatizing, we need to talk about it. We need to get some therapy. But for this much amount of time to go by and you not to say anything about it, to me, just means you don't have a fucking answer and you're trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes. Don't fall for it, sis. Don't fall for it because this seems like a bunch and crock of bullshit. That's what it seems like.
I mean, even if something did happen to him, that didn't involve another woman, y'all got to go to therapy. Like, initially, I would put him out, but we would still like if it was worth repairing and like I love him so much that I didn't want to just let completely go, we would have to go to therapy. We would have to, and you would have to be 100% honest with me because if I feel like you're not being honest at any point during any of these therapy sessions, we will get a divorce.
Mm.
And that's just what it is.
It's deep, man. This is just some deep shit. Like
People crazy.
let somebody I'm dating, and if we living together, you disappear for 2 whole entire days. You ain't got to worry about it. I got your shit packed up. We ain't got to have no. If you that traumatized, you can go be traumatized at your mama house because you ain't got to be traumatized where I lay my head at because I don't trust that shit.
Nope, not at all.
Not at all. You better have got kidnapped by Trump. Like something better happen to where we can get some. If you that traumatized, we need to be suing somebody and getting some motherfucking money. That's what we need to be doing.
You better have been in jail. Somebody better have kidnapped you. Like it something. But not want to talk about it. Fuck no, that ain't an option. That
No,
ain't an
not at
option
all.
at all.
But we're gonna move on from that email. The last email that we got today, this motherfucking email got. You know what? Tia, take this one.
So this one is called Water Sports. It says, "Hey Hayes and Tia, I'm a long time listener and absolute fan of the show. I recently listened to the Stick What in My Urethra episode and was completely tickled by Hayes' response and absolutely fascinated with the details of urethra play that Tia shared. The guy I'm dealing with has a piss fetish, aka water sports. I've allowed him to fully explore it with me. I can't say that I have a piss fetish, nor can I say that pee turns me on, but I'm a pleaser. I truly get pleasure from seeing my partner pleased. Short backstory. The man I'm currently dealing with is someone I've known since childhood. As a matter of fact, he was my first, so we're already close and quite comfortable with each other. When he finally revealed his admiration with urine, it because he was, and probably still is to some extent, very embarrassed about it. I just initially asked if he liked to get peed on or if he liked doing the peeing. He wasn't so sure, so we tried both. The first time we were in missionary and he peed on me. I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But I was also curious to see how we both react. It felt good at first. It was warm and naughty, but then got cold really quick. He got it on my wig. I was pissed. No one likes their hair wet. I was pissed, no pun intended. But right after he was done, he was so aroused that when he re-entered me, it was so intense that we both came hard as fuck. The next time, I peed on him and the same reaction. He was so aroused, the sex was amazing. We each have favorite positions now. One day in the middle of sex, he mentioned he had to pee. So I got up and led him to the bathroom. I got in the tub. He stood on the tub and peed on my clit. That shit felt so good. If he would have went a little longer, I definitely would have climaxed. His favorite is actually peeing inside of me and watching it gush out. I must admit that feels good too. Let's see. Sorry, I gotta scroll down. But that's the extent that we've explored water sports so far. I really don't think he'd be into urethra play. He's really not into pain. But even if he wanted to, that'd be a hard hell nah for me, dog. LOL. Again, I love the show and the whole vibe y'all bring. Keep that great content coming. Water sporting and shit. Why you got that face,
All
Hayes?
right, first of all, let me say this, right? I do want to say, because I believe in not king shaming. The fact that you explored something that you necessarily weren't into and you guys have both found pleasure in it, regardless of what that
That
kink
says a
is,
lot.
that shit is beautiful. Like
Yeah.
real talk, real talk. You guys, you explored it. You guys both found enjoyment out of it. You've taken it to different levels. That's what people need to do when you're in a committed relationship and your partner likes something you may not be into. You really tried, and you never know. You may not like it. You may, and then you guys kind of figure it out from there. Now, what I will say, reading this was like I went through a whole roller coaster of emotions, right? Because I'm reading this, I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? What? Oh, what? And he did what? So like that's my process of like what I'm reading this. Like my thing is like I don't know, so I'm not. But like peeing inside someone seems a bit like
Yeah.
that to me is like I worry about like how that like what does that do for pH balance levels and whatnot.
Is that healthy to
But the thing
do?
is that hey, clearly you guys have not had any issue with it. If you like it, that's you. What I will say is that shit ain't for me. But like I'll let you know right now. Even squirting sometimes, I be like, bitch, what the fuck is you doing? But like for somebody to sit there and pee on me, I'll be like, purposely, I'll be like, look, you know what? I think we're gonna go ahead. We just gonna stop. I'm gonna go ahead and go home. But but no, for real, I do think that it's beautiful that you guys have been able to share. I hope you washed that wig. I hope you were able to like completely sanitize that wig and get that shit together. But I really don't know. Like you're sharing the story with us, so you're not really asking for like any advice. It seems like you guys really haven't figured out. And my thing is like what we say to you: if it's going on in your bedroom and it's working for y'all, have fucking fun. Piss
Do
all over
you?
that motherfucker. Like do that shit. What I will say though is if I ever invite y'all over my house, y'all gonna have to get a hotel room. You can't sleep here. You can't sleep here. You can't do it. But other than that, I'm glad y'all having fun.
I mean, like you said, I think it's great that they both like took the time to experience this together and found pleasure in it, because so many people hear a kink of their partners and just give it a hard no without trying it. I mean, I get some things will be hard no's, but if it's not that bad, at least try it once to see what happens. But the whole peeing inside of me, no, I would have to ask the doctor, like, is that safe to do?
So
What
you
is
would go
that?
to the
How is
doctor and
that
be like,
going to
"Hey,
mess
my
up
boyfriend
my?
wants to pee inside me. Is this safe?" You would say that to your doctor?
If that was something I was interested in, yes.
I mean, hey, I'm just asking.
Oh, you got to make sure. Like, I see UTIs. I see pH balances being off. I see yeast like that. Just seemed like a lot of unnecessary downtime in between my period and fucking that I couldn't do because you wanted to pee at me. Like, I don't know. But kudos to you guys. If you like it, I love it, and keep doing your
Listen here.
thing. You asked me on that episode, why can't you just pee on someone? So you
I,
couldn't do it, eh?
I told you I could pee. I could just never see you again. Like I know that. Listen, I'm saying that with the complete realization that is immature as fuck. But I don't give a fuck. If I was talking to somebody and she was like, "I need you to piss on me," I would pee all over. Where do you want it to go? I'll pee all over you. You got to get the fuck
But
out
just pee in
afterwards, though.
someone's mouth.
If that's what they wanted, I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like if they ask, I love feet, right? If you ask me to pee on your feet, I can never look at you again. So at that point, I might as well just pee anywhere. Like wherever you want to pee, you got it. But afterwards, one of us got to get the fuck out to never return again. That's the end of the story. Like that's it.
Yes, that's
I,
a
and I
hard no for me.
and I don't block. I'm blocking you from social media. I'm blocking you from every because I don't want to see you anymore. Matter of fact, I'm and if anybody ever asks me, "Hey, yeah, you used to fuck with XYZ," I don't know who the fuck that motherfucker is. I've never seen them a day in my life.
Look,
Who are you talking
I
about?
don't know that woman. I'm sorry for that woman, but I do not know her. What Kiki say? I'm sorry for that man.
Oh man, that shit. But no, I mean, hey, let this if this letter, we're being funny and stuff, but like really, if for our listeners, if you don't take anything else out of this email, take out it like you can really find excitement and shit out of trying the shit that your partner's into. Like try kinks. Like life is too short to not try kinks. Like for real talk. We talk about BDSM, I'm into it and all the other shit, but real talk, it ain't even about all that. Like the pleasure and the experience you get in seeing the person you're with pleased by something you're doing is a rush that shit's unmatched. Like I can't even lie. Like I remember even before the first time somebody asked me to stick my thumb in their ass, I was like, why in the fuck would you want me to stick my but then the way that they reacted and their body reacted to my thumb being in their ass, that shit was fucking a high that was amazing at that time. So yeah, I mean, you gotta try if you're and even if you're just having sex with people, you still want to explore to a certain degree. But I fully believe if you're in a committed relationship with somebody, try that shit. Try that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I would definitely say committed relationship, or even if y'all not in a committed relationship, with trying new things, there has to be a certain level of trust.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have to be able to trust that you are, one, not going to judge me, two, not going to look at me differently afterwards, and three, go tell my business.
Yeah, because you don't want to tell people, oh yeah, I was pissing in her pussy. Like I like,
Yeah, no,
hey, yeah. See, I'm
no.
not mature enough. It's like if I pissed in somebody, and then if I like years and years down the road they got married, I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, like, did you eat her pussy? Because I pissed in it. Like I'm just like, and I'm not even that type of dude, but I'm just that shit is just
Horrible. You're horrible.
nah, but for real talk. That's a dope letter. I appreciate that. And and our letters to us don't always have to be like questions or you need our advice on it. Like share stories like that. This is a safe place. I crack my jokes. I crack jokes on myself. Don't take it personal. But like this is a beautiful like
I
the, be-
appreciated her sharing,
the beautiful
for
piss,
sure.
the beautiful golden shower. Bam. That's the title of this episode. Bam.
I like the water sports and shit. That was a
Water
good
sports
one.
and shit. There you go.
Yep,
Yeah, we can make that the title. Well,
that was
Tia,
a good
that's
one.
it. You got anything left?
No, I'm not gonna ask my usual question. I'll give it a couple weeks. But
Uh,
no.
did you suck any dick this week?
I did not.
I didn't. Your brother was here. Like I didn't feel comfortable. I'm not even gonna lie. I
I
didn't even
was
feel
hoping
comfortable
you
asking.
wasn't gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Now that he's gone, like fuck it.
I might have an appointment set up for next month that I'll be sucking some dick. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully,
Okay.
it could be like a whole weekend affair, nonstop. But we'll see.
Sucking dick, non-stop sucking dick.
All of it, okay? All of it. They got some making up to do, so we'll see how that works
Oh, there you go. Tia, go ahead and give them your social media.
out. It is the First Lady, DAFIRST_LADI, and then Tia, the First Lady, on Facebook.
All righty, you guys know where you can follow me at CEO Hayes, that's CEOHAIZE. You can follow us collectively at Love Lust and BAS Pod. I'm thinking about dropping the pod and just making it Love Lust and BAS because it just flows better.
It does.
It flows better. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, lovelustandbas@gmail.com. And then something that I really hope that we utilize more. And, me and T have actually talked about maybe going live. Once you kind of figure this out, I'm actually getting a new computer that'll make going live a little bit easier. Doing a time where you guys can call in. So, 614-547-2039. That'll probably be utilized a little bit more here shortly. But we are the #1 adult podcast in the world. We'll see you lovely and beautiful people next week. Peace.
Bye.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.